Hello everyone and welcome back to De.Influenced, the spot where my goal is to de-influence you guys from today's top social media influencers by exposing the truths that they don't want you to know and demanding accountability. Today we are talking about all the various scams of Brittany Dawn Nelson. It's Nelson, right? Brittany Dawn Nelson. And we are going to blow the lid wide open on all of her scams. There's quite a few of them. And honestly, I'm shook that she still has a following and that people still just like flock to her because why? I don't understand why she's still an influencer after being convicted of fraud and very obviously having scammed in the past. I don't get it. I don't understand how people can trust her. So my goal with this video is to just kind of compile all of the various scams of Bidong and make it into just, one neat video. And just kind of keep it at the forefront, not let people forget, hey, be careful with what she says to you because this is the stuff that she's done in the past. And with all that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay, so today, we already talked about what we're doing today. So I want to start with her fitness scam. Essentially, there's three big scams that I want to talk about today. I believe the first one that kind of exposed her and the one she got sued for actually was her fitness scam. Now, previously there might have been stuff like MLMs and just like little stuff, but this was kind of the big one that got her in the forefront of the news. Like, I'm pretty sure it made national news because this one really wasn't good. The other two scams we're going to talk about is allegedly, she stole a lot of money from a homeless man. So you'll understand how that makes sense in a little bit. And then the other thing I kind of want to look into is her new retreats that she's hosting. And I saw some stuff with that I'm not so sure that she's allowed to be doing that anymore. And then of course she's got all the businesses and stuff, which technically after being sued by the state of Texas, she's not allowed to own and run and operate any businesses anymore, but the current business that she has is under her husband's name. So I was like, okay, I guess that's kind of a way to skirt the rules, but it's still very obvious. Like, I'm pretty sure it's clothing and women's clothing. We'll look into it because I don't know. I don't follow her. I found an article here on Business Insider which summarizes the fitness scam. And I think it's a good place for us to start. Let's get started. Fitness turned religious content creator Brittany Dawn is set to face trial in Dallas, Texas over allegations that she misled customers with a one-framed virtual personal training program. The trial start date of March 6 was delayed indefinitely due to scheduling issues, according to BuzzFeed News. In February 2022, the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit against Brittany Dawn alleging that she failed to provide the personalized services she promised and profited from the scam. It was really bad. There's like content warning here, but there's allegations that what she was promoting was like starvation diets and really like feeding into people's eating disorders. I know when I saw a lot of the testimonials, they had come for the nutrition aspect of it because what she was supposed to do is she was supposed to give a personalized nutrition breakdown and a personalized workout breakdown based on your size, your goals, all the things like that. And she was basically promoting way too big of a calorie deficit and a ton of exercise, telling these women that if you want to lose weight and be fit, you need to basically eat nothing and work yourself to death. And not good. In 2014, Dawn, born Brittany Dawn Davis, sold her personalized fitness program through deinfluencedpodcast.com, which promised 3 months of one-on-one coaching sessions, nutritional counseling, and weekly check-ins for between $92 and $300, according to the complaint. Could you imagine? Wait, is that the whole package? Yeah, I think that is. I was going to say, could you imagine paying like $300 and some odd for like a weekly check-in with Bidong? Okay, I got my coffee. We're filming during the day this time. It's great. I'm energized. My voice isn't all the way back, but that's fine. But at least, my meds are working. She was described as your coach, your confidant, your biggest supporter, and friend. There to push you, mold you, and help you find the person that you've always wanted to become, Paxton wrote in the lawsuit. But in reality, according to the complaint, the services were not personalized, nor were they effective. Dawn also charges users shipping fees, though all the services were delivered online. That's gross. That is such a money grab. It's wow. Members were asked to submit their height, weight, and other health information for Dawn to craft a 30 or 90-day nutrition and fitness plan, but many reported never receiving structured plans, instead receiving a generic check-in message when consulting was promised. Cool. Yeah, so she offered this personalized weekly check-ins, the one-on-one coaching, and didn't give it. Other consumers complained that any response they did receive, even if initially to a detailed check-in or specific question, were generic and non-substantive. Example, "That's my girl, you're killing it," or "You've got this, babe." Other customers claim that Dawn reinforced eating disorders that they were already dealing with, and that's what I was saying, and that Dawn's generic plans were geared towards lowering calorie intake. In the complaint, the Texas AG alleged that Dawn denied enrolling clients with eating disorders. There's testimonials from people with eating disorders, and I'm pretty sure they stated that. Yeah, here. One consumer on her initial survey states, "I truly needed guidance, help, and the right information and support right now." I truly need. "I currently have an eating disorder, horrible body image views, am underweight for my height." Miss Davis's response was, "Great, welcome to the hashtag Team Brittany Dawn family." That's so gross to me. Could you imagine if someone reached out to you and said, "I need guidance, I need help, I'm struggling, I need support, I've paid for this service," and you get that? Great. Welcome to the team, babe. Ugh. Should I put on my glasses? Is there like a huge glare? I wonder. There is a huge glare. That's why I don't wear my glasses. I can imagine. That's silly. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. The Texas AG is seeking between $250,000 and $1 million in penalties from Brittany Dawn. That's a lot of money. On Tuesday, a combative Dawn, who made a hard pivot to Christian content since a 2019 apology video for the fitness venture, took to social media to say that "I was ready to fight back against the allegations." Okay. But even after the fitness scandal, Dawn has remained a lightning rod for controversy within the creator economy. This is good. I didn't know it was going to go into some other juicy stuff. In December, the influencer defended her foster parent journey after critics summarized her foster agency hadn't conducted due diligence given Dawn and her husband's controversial pasts. As I said in the beginning of this video, we might cover a little bit of her husband's controversies, but basically, he's violent aggressor, ex-cop. He's the one who did the dirty that we talked about in the last episode about one of their pets, which we're not covering here because keeping it consumable, and that was awful. However, if you do want to know about kind of that side of Brittany Dawn, it's not a pleasant side of her. None of her is pleasant, but check it out right here. I will have the video linked for you. It's a big one. So blah, blah, blah. "My background checks came back perfect. Thank you," she retorted on Instagram at the time. She's yucky. She's so yucky. Dawn's husband, Jordan Nelson, a former Kansas City police officer, was sued by the ACLU for using excessive force against a black man in 2013. He was also the center of a separate scandal in 2021 when Dawn announced he shot their dog after being hit by a car rather than taking it to the vet. Oh, that's it. All right, so that was good. Will it not let me? That sucks. I hate news outlets that you have to pay for. It's so silly. Paywalls. Okay, this is unhelpful. Why are these all paywalls? Okay, let's see. So this is talking about her settling the lawsuit. Brittany Dawn Davis settles a lawsuit on April 25th brought against her by the state of Texas alleging deceptive business practices related to her past fitness influencer business, marking the end of a years-long discussion about what the creator owe their follower fan bases. 32-year-old, she's only a year older than me. Well then, I definitely thought she was like late 30s. I don't know why. This is a weird age I am now where I'm like thinking that people my age are older than me. I don't know. Maybe I'm developmentally arrested at like 22. So another thing is the foster parenting, which we can get into probably in another video because that's not really a scam, although it might be, who knows, it might be a scam. And it's definitely something for money and virtue signaling. Is that what it's called? Virtue signaling? We'll look into that probably next video. Was set to begin jury trial on May 15th. An unusual public forum for influencers. Yeah, no doubt. Neither Davis nor her attorney responded to Yahoo Life's request for comment. North Texas fitness influencer ordered to pay $400,000 as part of a settlement. That is a lot of money. Oh my God. Brittany Dawn Davis settled with the state after being accused of scamming thousands of customers. An agreed final judgment shows that after settling with the state, North Texas influencer Brittany Dawn Davis has to pay $400,000 in penalties and restitutions. The total payment includes $300,000 in civil penalties and $100,000 in restitutions, both paid within the next 3 years. Oh my gosh. The $131 in attorney fees levied against her will not become due payable unless Davis fails to comply with the permanent injunction against her. So basically, I think what that means, I'm not a lawyer, obviously. I don't know anything about anything when it comes to law, but I'm pretty sure what that means is that she's not going to have to pay like the state lawyer fees unless she doesn't pay her fines. And then, so an extra $131,000 is going to be tacked on to that $400,000, and they're either going to, probably throw her in jail if she doesn't pay it, because like, I don't think they can like garner her wages or anything like that. So as part of the injunction, Davis is not permitted to offer or sell any nutrition or fitness plans that include personalized nutrition assessments, reassessments, one-on-one coaching, or workout routines unless she is able to provide them. I wouldn't let her do it at all. I can't believe they're giving her like a chance. Okay. She also charged shipping fees, which is wild to me. Like, what are you doing? You're such a gross person. I'm pretty sure like Jesus wouldn't be very proud of you for this. I'm just saying, Brittany. Moving forward, Davis is also not allowed to claim to have any special knowledge or training to addressing eating disorders. Did she actually say that? The social media influencer is also forbidden from charging a shipping fee for goods or services delivered exclusively by email, the judgment adds. Oh my God. Defendant claims their failure to provide all services that were ordered was due to the volume of customers, the document reads. While defendant admits wrongdoing, they maintain at no time did the defendant fail to purchase services due to any malicious intent. Corey really bought one of Davis's plans after finding her on Instagram in 2014. I started to feel those red flags pop up, and I just had to literally make the decision like, I'm done. This isn't working for me, really said. I gained 8 to 9 pounds in the first week, which was detrimental to someone who has battled an eating disorder. Really had worked with the Attorney General's office and says accountability means far more than whatever financial compensation she'll end up receiving. I'm not trying to get my $90 back. It was never about the money for me, really said. It's not just one, it's not just two, it's thousands and thousands of us that have been impacted. Should Davis fail to comply with these injunctions, the judgment states that the full unpaid balance of civil penalties, restitutions, and attorney fees will immediately become due to the state. Davis has close to 500,000 Instagram followers, 1.3 million on TikTok. She built her following by posting fitness and health content and sharing how she overcame an eating disorder. Good. So you overcame an eating disorder, supposedly, which probably she hasn't, because if she, as we've seen with other people who claim they've overcome eating disorders recently, if they haven't actually gone and done the work, you're not over anything. I have a feeling that since she shifted to hyper-Christian, that's probably who helped her overcome her eating disorder. Not a licensed professional, not someone who can give her sustainable advice going forward. No, Jesus cures these people. Davis went on to Good Morning America to apologize. I jumped into an industry and had no instruction manual. Maybe do your research before you open a business and offer this stuff. So I've seen a couple comments from fitness influencers who are actually like bodybuilders or personal trainers or coaches, like fitness coaches, nutrition coaches, and personalized plans are so much work. Like, they are so much work. They're complicated, they're ever changing, and they do require that one-on-one support, especially if someone's suffering from an ED or whatever the case may be. So for her to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this without doing any ounce of research is very irresponsible. My goodness. Then a year ago, the Attorney General's office filed a Deceptive Trade Practice Act lawsuit. Davis has continued to post on social media and has even gained 500,000 TikTok followers in the year since the state filed its suit. That's silly. Like, come on, people. Davis has now pivoted her business to spirituality, selling tickets to Christian retreats for up to $300 per ticket. It's actually up to $600 per ticket, unless she changed that. But I have right here. Brooklyn Bow, Oklahoma. You will receive details when? January 2022, 2023. Cost $600. $600. This ticket price is all inclusive with the exception of travel. So add another couple $100 onto that. Does not include transportation. So plan accordingly. Enrollment opens. Who cares? So that's the other scam that we're going to do. And that's who she was away for spring break with. All those girls that she was with, I'm pretty sure came from her Christian retreats. So they're all little like yes men to her. And it's Be cautious, honestly, because a scammer is a scammer is a scammer, she said. Why the eyelashes?
Asking between $250,000 and $1 million.
That was not helpful information. We already knew all that information, little clip. All right, so now that we kind of got a initial breakdown of the fitness scam and all that stuff, we're going to look at her apology video being sued by the state of Texas. It's probably not an apology video. And her addressing it. Okay, so here's the breaking my silence. I was sued by the state of Texas. And it's 23 minutes long. So we are obviously going to scrub. I'm going to speed it up here.
Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. In full transparency, I just had a breakdown because this is probably the hardest video I'm ever going to film. I have Jordan here just for moral support. Really no other reason than that because he's the best husband. So I tried filming this on my own and I was a train wreck. So he's here to help me.
Here I am.
You guys probably know by the title of this video what this is about. I'm here today to give full context, first to take full responsibility. This lawsuit, how my business started, where things went wrong, and how everything came about and ended in being sued by the state of Texas at 28 years old. Yeah, and I'm gonna try not to get emotional, not promising anything because at the end of the day I'm human, and this has been the hardest 4.5 years of my life that I have had to keep quiet and live in secret because I was not allowed to speak up. I was not allowed to say anything about this once it was what it was. So, just start at the beginning. Yeah.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah, so I'm going to take you guys back to
the pause screen.
2012. Before I do that, though, I do want to say that I am so sorry for anyone that was genuinely hurt by this. It was never my intention to harm anyone. I started a business when I was young, and it blew up and became something that I never could have seen coming. And because of that, and because of my arrogance and just being dumb, for lack of better words, and not
at least you admit it.
Letting my pride get the best of me and being prideful and not asking for help, things happened and things slipped through the cracks. But nothing was ever done maliciously, and everything is done with as of April 25th. Everything is done with. So that being said, I'm going to take you guys through where everything started.
2012.
Yeah, so 2012. I was in college, and I remember just not having any confidence, being super insecure. I had low self-esteem, and seeing all the girls on campus that were so bubbly and outgoing and just confident in their skin. And I wanted that, and I've been an athlete my whole life, but I never had that because I was never focused on like aesthetics. I was focused on being quick, being strong, being powerful, but never like the physical appearance. And so I went on this journey in college after hitting a somewhat rock bottom, and ended up losing weight, had a drastic transformation, which I will put here on the screen so you guys can understand what that was for context. Really didn't even look like my before picture, anything. Like I looked like two different people, and that was also kind of when Instagram started. So I remember I'd shared these photos on my Instagram just to be an inspiration, literally nothing more than that. I never had the intention of starting a business. I never knew that a business could even come of that. Like that was literally when Instagram first became a thing. And I just remember some of my posts going viral back then, and girls were asking like, hey, we have similar body types, how did you get there, what did you do, like I would love to reach this point. And so I just started sharing my journey. At this point I'd been a personal trainer for quite some time. I was blessed to be under the umbrella of these personal trainers and this gym management.
Was she actually a trained personal trainer? I don't believe you. She gained attention in 2019 as an online fitness instructor and self-claimed nutritional expert. So yeah, no. Why certification matters. Certification and continuing education. Fitness is a non-licensed occupation, meaning anyone can claim to be an expert with little to no formal training or proper credentialing. Did I say that right? I don't even know. The case brought against this fitness influencer highlights an important issue of education and credentials in this industry. Yeah, literally though, you can't, it's so dangerous to claim that you're a fitness expert or a nutrition expert and know nothing of nutrition and give people nutrition and dieting advices. You could literally kill someone doing that. You can put them in nutritional deficits. Like, oh man, these freaking weight loss fitness influencers, like, this is another thing that needs to stop. It needs to stop. Earning an ACE certification and completing the continuing education requirements to renew every 2 years demonstrates a level of expertise and commitment that helps separate you from many social media influencers. For example, Brittany Dawn cited her personal experience with an eating disorder as a source for her expertise. While pursuing a passion based on one's own experience is admirable and part of the personal story of many health and fitness professionals, obviously. Yeah, there's always a reason you jump into an industry, right? It's not enough to establish an expertise in a given topic. That requires certification from a reputable organization and continuing education to stay up to date with the latest exercise science and research fitness trends, or better yet, earn specialization in a given subject area. There are also scopes of practice of concern here, which we'll touch on. Code of ethics. As you know, all ACE certified pros are required to adhere to ACE Code of Ethics, beginning the moment when they sign up to take a certification exam. In addition, you must comply to the mandatory education on professional conduct every 2 years. Good. It is important to note that the Code of Ethics is designed not only to protect you ethically and legally, but to give your clients and participants the peace of mind that you have their best interest at heart and are operating with an accepted set of ethical parameters. One element of the Code of Ethics is a promise to uphold and enhance public appreciation and trust for the health and fitness industry. One way to do that is remember that the general public of the importance and value, one way to do that is to remind members of the general public of the importance and value of certification. Importantly, this statement also outlines what falls outside the scope of practice, which includes the creation of individualized nutrition recommendations or meal planning, which is what Brittany Dawn alleged to have offered. Wow. So even when you're certified, you're not allowed to build ACE certified. So I guess the only person who is allowed to build a meal plan or personalized recommendations is probably a nutritionist, someone who is licensed and educated. That makes sense. I'm done hiding. So you admit you were in hiding? Cool. Okay, I'm glad I have one free article left. Can you close now? Thank you. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay. I don't know. I can't find it. Well, okay. So she was a personal trainer apparently
and they were just incredible, and I learned so much and was just so hungry to learn about all the things with anatomy and physiology, and so I get flustered.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
How did it turn into a business?
Yeah, I mean, I was so passionate about all of it. I was passionate about seeing women reach their goals and feel confident in their own skin, and everything I had felt, I wanted other women to feel that too. And so I loved my clients. I still have connections to clients to this day. 2013, I was at home in my apartment. I got this idea to start a website, not knowing what would come of it. In that, I made a website, and I never could have seen what was coming. My business took off. I feel frazzled again.
Okay. What kind of growth did you see?
Man, being held accountable really sucks.
A six-figure business within the first year.
Really
within
sucks.
7 years, it surpassed, well over $1 million in revenue. And I think it's that saying, where sometimes your reality grows faster than your perception of yourself. And that was genuinely what happened to me. I was young. I was a pre-vet student, animal science degree. I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know anything about owning a business. I never had an intention to run a business or own a business. I never could have seen that coming. And it just happened so fast. I remember it felt like a blur. And I was 23.
Stop. It doesn't matter. You made a
So,
shitty decision. I don't care how old you were.
Just trying to manage and learn. And sorry, I'm fidgeting, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. My business grew so fast. I was young. I was dumb. I was naive. I had no idea how to manage this business that was now being.
She has said the same thing 4 times now. Has anyone else like been keeping track? Young, dumb, business, too fast.
Placed in my hands, and because of that,
It wasn't placed in your
I didn't
hands.
know that I could ask for help. I was prideful in a sense of, well, if it needs to be done, I'll just do it myself. I just wanted it done the right way. And
Too prideful.
I didn't realize at such a young age that you can entrust those tasks to other people. I didn't realize that I could ask for help. I didn't realize that I could hire on a team. I didn't realize that those things were part of growth in a business, and I do now. It's a very hard lesson to learn. So 2019 was the moment that everything came to a head for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Would you like me to talk about it?
I can do it.
Let me help you.
Yeah.
So in 2019, there was a prank video that was put on YouTube by someone with a platform, a pretty large platform, and that person portrayed themselves as a father of a client of Brittany's.
Hold, please. Do you want to? Let me think. Let me see. Okay, no. Yeah, we'll watch it. Okay, because I have that video pulled up because that is basically what exposed her. It's the video that exposed her and got people questioning and like, okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and watch this video. I have seen this one before, so we'll watch this and then we'll see what he has to say about this prank video, which it very well could be a prank video, but at the same time, I don't think it is, because there was a Facebook group created, with literally like thousands of women being like, hey, this is what I got. Hey, this is what I got. Hey, this. So no, don't even. Free Trump.
Excuse me, I have a question. You look familiar. Yeah. You look like you stole my daughter's money. I ain't kidding you. Yep, you took $200. Hey, this woman took $200 from my daughter. Can I get my money back before I file a complaint on her? It ain't nothing to you. Look, the fact that she stole $200 from my daughter, you're finish playing, block her on Instagram. Why she's not back there, she can't handle it. I'm gonna need you to step out of the car. Sir, I'm about to call the police if I don't get my $200 back. I'm gonna call the police if I don't step out of the car. Well, I'm gonna get my money back. I want to talk to her. Okay, I'm gonna talk to her. Why do you got a problem with me? You got okay to say money? Sir, you need to calm down. Get a deal. You get a deal, sir. Come on down. Well, you talk to her real quick. I gotta calm down, sir. I gotta calm down. Hey, Ryan. You see that? She stole my daughter's money, and she ain't gonna give it back. You see that? But seriously, you see that? Get this fucking asshole out of here. I'm an asshole, sir. You're an asshole for fucking standing up for her. You got to spill it back on my fucking. Listen, you have to make up the goddamn American soil right here. I'll see you in court. That's right. This for all the girls you stole money from. You look like a Cheeto.
You look like a Cheeto. Oh my God. I wish we knew what they were saying. That's the clip there. Sure, it might have been fake. It might have been a prank video sort of thing. Who knew about it, who kind of went in and you know, just threw her under the bus in the middle of one of her conventions because she wasn't coming clean about it. What she was doing, as stated in the video, was anyone who came forward and was like, yo, like, you're not giving me what I asked for, give me my money back. Like, can I have a refund, please? Hello. You're not providing anything for us. They got blocked and deleted, like, just like blocked, like, bye. No, I didn't steal your money. What are you talking about? If there was nothing to be guilty about, if she was gonna come clean and, you know, admit all this crying stuff, like, oh, I messed up. No, you saw her body language there. It was this, are you kidding me? As if you're calling me out. I didn't do anything wrong. Like, you're crazy, man. Go away. I don't agree with approaching influencers like this in public. And we say this, probably we'll say this every video. Don't. Just don't. It's nothing good ever really comes of it. In this case, I guess arguably you could say her crap got blown wide open. Nothing good ever really comes from approaching them or contacting them. The best thing to do to get these people off the internet is literally ghost them. Go support creators who are exposing their BS. I know it's really hard to turn away from the train wreck, right? You want to go see it as it's happening. You want to be a part of like that takedown, but you honestly are, just by ghosting these people. Don't approach them in public. Don't don't DM them, because that just kind of, like I said in previous videos, it dilutes our message that we're trying to get out to them, that like, this is not okay. That kind of stuff ends up turning into harassment versus accountability, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get back to this video and see what he has to say about it. So yeah, fair, like totally could have been a prank video, but okay. It's still the truth. You still stole money from a bunch of people, so how are you gonna justify this, guys?
They flew out to LA, where she was the face of a booth for the LA Fit Expo, and that person approached her and caught her off guard and accused her of scamming his daughter.
So the expo, when this prank happened, first of all, I was completely caught off guard. My dad has always taught me that if you don't know what to say in the heat of a moment, it's better to not say anything than to say something you'll regret. And now looking back, that's biblical. I wasn't living for Christ then, and that's my testimony, and that's going to be the last video in the series. But it is biblical to hold your tongue if you don't know what to say in a moment. And so that's what I did. And of course, that came off as she's being silent because she's guilty, and the internet just completely manipulated that entire situation. He was very abrasive. I mean,
That's what I said. That's so funny. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, just wanted some cream for my coffee. But I agree with her though. He was being pretty abrasive and like aggressive about it. And I don't agree with the fact that like he went back behind the booth there. I think that going in aggressive like that, if you look at it in terms of it was true, this was a father angry that his daughter got scammed, then I understand why he would be kind of fired up. But if you look at it in the standpoint of a prank video, then I think it could have been better executed. But that's just my opinion. I feel like the yelling was more so to get other people's attention and be like, yeah, she's a fraud, like call her out. But I get that kind of like, it's fight, flight, or freeze, right? So I get that freeze response, because if that happened to me, honestly, I would probably freeze too. But she's standing there all like arms crossed, and then like afterwards bitching about with her people, like, okay, girl, okay.
humiliated me. We will leave his name unmentioned because, truth be told, he doesn't deserve any more notoriety than he's already gotten by just having my name in the title of his video.
Okay. What's his name? Is that these people? Oh, was it? I don't know. Okay, well, I'll find his name. I'll put it here. I'll put it right there. Okay, right there.
So I got back home from California, and pretty soon after, like the next week, that video went live.
I think that the main thing that the video did that was unfair in this situation is the video perpetuated a false narrative that Brittany was a scammer and that she was a fraud and defrauded people intentionally.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair, intentionally. I believe her when she says that, like, she wasn't expecting the response that she got. It was too big. It was too overwhelming for her, and she wasn't prepared to handle it. I 100% believe that. Like 100%. I don't think she started, because this was her first one, right? So I don't think she started it with the intent to just like steal people's money. I think that she had a passion for it. She didn't have the right education, and she probably wanted to make some money. Of course, we all want to make money. It's what makes the world go round. Let's be realistic. Money is what keeps the economy rolling. Fine, whatever. The problem is when people started questioning her, she blocked them and then just went on as normal. When people started saying, hey, can I have a refund? She blocked them. What do you think is good? And it comes back to these influencers thinking that they're not going to be exposed and thinking that they can just get away with saying, oh, it's all lies. Like, no. What was the end goal in blocking these women? Well, the end goal ended up being, $400,000. But like, what's the goal here? It just doesn't make sense.
Speak on, probably better than Brittany can, is that this situation was investigated by the state of Texas. There was never any proof that she intentionally defrauded someone or scammed them. This was a simple situation of business outgrowing its capabilities.
Well, and me again, like, I messed up. I didn't hire on people. I didn't hire on help. I didn't ask for help. If I could go back and fix it, I absolutely would, because it was never my intention to hurt anyone. I wanted to help women. And I did help women. I had over 5,000 clients.
Over 5,000 clients. Okay. So that's kind of the number I was looking for. So she has over 5,000 clients. The lowest price package, which everyone didn't buy the lowest price package, was $92. 92 times 5,000 is $460,000. And you're telling me she didn't think when it started to grow, oh, maybe I should hire someone, even if all those people paid the base amount of money, the revenue for that is $460,000. Was the top one 300? Yeah, 300. The upper end of that is $1.5 million. So in all of that, she didn't think to, hey, I'm going to hire on even someone to help me respond to my freaking messages. Like, even though that's really shitty because you said you would do it personally. But do you know what I mean? It just like, come on. You made minimum $460,000 off of this scam. Minimum. That's a shit ton of money, and you didn't think to hire someone to help? Like, I call BS.
Over 50, was it 5,500? Something like that. Over 5,500 clients that I helped.
Okay, 5,500. So let's do this again. 500. And look, I helped them. No, you didn't. You didn't help anyone. Between $506,000 and $1.65 million is what she made off of this grift.
And I loved helping them. I actually had one the other day reach out to me, and she was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And I was like, I do remember you. I do.
No, you don't.
I've helped. And so
Liar.
It was never my intention, because where there were hundreds that didn't get what they paid for, there were thousands that did, and they loved the program.
I don't believe you. I don't believe her.
And again, it was never my intention to hurt anyone. I'm so sorry if I did hurt you. Were mistakes made? Yes, absolutely. Like I said, and I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but I
It's
took on
young,
too much.
dumb.
I mean, I was drowning. I get emotional when I think about where I was and how I had no social life because I worked sun up to sundown pretty much every single day. Yeah, so mistakes were made because of that. I was burning rubber. I was burnt out. I wasn't asking for help. I wasn't hiring help, and I very well could have because I had the income to do so.
I didn't hire any.
And when everything
Yeah, glad you said it.
There's so much that people didn't see that I couldn't talk about. I was scrambling behind the scenes to refund women that didn't get what they paid for. Even people who, I don't even know how to say this. Like, there were people who were photoshopping receipts, who were never paid clients of mine, who saw the viral video and then Good Morning America, that never knew who I was previous to all this media and all the spotlight attention. And suddenly they were photoshopping receipts, and I was refunding them because I believed them, because they were.
Well, that's how in over your head you were, was that the business was growing so fast and there were so many clients coming on board that she couldn't keep up with who
I didn't have systems. And I should have. Yeah.
The part that I'll never be able to get behind or agree with was with the media coverage and with videos going viral about you. There were customers from the early days, 2012, 2013, 2014, that when all of this happened in 2019, came back after the fact and said, hey, I want a refund too.
Yeah. When we had proof that, I had proof that they, not only did they get their program, but they loved their program. I had emails to prove that.
Well, then prove it. Because, yeah, no, that's not okay. But also, like, if people come forward at any point in time, some women might have not even realized that it was a scam back in 2012, 2014, whatever, whenever it launched. But if they had said back then that, like, yeah, I got my program and it was personalized and yeah, I loved it, then prove it. Like, no, you shouldn't have to pay those people. No, I wouldn't.
I had all the email correspondence that they could have wanted, and they got results. So it was truly a bandwagon mentality. And then when I said no and I put my foot down, they got ugly. And I mean, some of these things that were said to me in emails, like, I can never unsee those words. I can never forget that. It was a bandwagon mentality.
Well, and it was the early days of what we all now know and despise, which is another video that you're going to talk about, but cancel culture. And it's this bandwagon mentality of, well, if these people did it, I'm going to hop on that. And as a business owner, it makes complete sense to me, and it makes complete sense to a lot of people who are involved in this. You can only do so much. Yeah. When you start getting inundated with refund requests, you do your best to keep up with that.
You just try not to drown. That's the thing, is like, it's different because it's not a physical product. Like, all of my products were digital, and well, things were mailed out, like t-shirts and merch and stuff, but like the actual plans were never mailed out.
So then why did you charge shipping fees if the actual plans were never mailed out? Why is there shipping fees then?
And so, yeah, it was just a really...
As a business owner, how do you get your product back?
You can't when it's the digital goods.
You can't.
And so, yeah, that's a whole...
But that doesn't matter because the product that you gave them wasn't the product that they paid for. So it doesn't matter if you get it back or not.
Thing. We really went into depth about that on the podcast episode, which I'll link below. It's very in-depth compared to this video. One thing I forgot to mention was when this video went live, because it's kind of like leads into the lawsuit being opened up. When that video went live, the prank video, I don't know if he did, someone started a petition called Stop Brittany on Fitness Scams. And to give you guys context as to the cancel culture mentality, the bandwagon mentality behind this, 15,950 people signed that petition. That was like as of last week. I checked.
It's still going?
Apparently. I know, it's ridiculous. I had a little over 5,000 clients. So.
No, it's not. There's power in numbers, and people signing a petition to shut down your scams, to get you off the internet so you don't scam people and steal people's money in the future is not ridiculous. Sorry. And you sitting here being like, hey, this is what happened and it was really hard on me, and sorry if I hurt anyone. So I know I hurt a couple people, so sorry if I hurt anyone, but like oh my God, the bandwagon mentality, and it was really hard on me. Like,
that is 2/3 of people who never worked with me, who probably didn't even know who I was before this. And that is why, ultimately, the state of Texas opened up a lawsuit.
In 2019, when this occurred.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People are allowed to band together when something is wrong, right? So you're saying that the 25,000 people who are signing the Get Ren Off TikTok petition are, it's silly and it's ridiculous and that shouldn't be a thing because they didn't all follow her before, a 3-year-old girl. I don't follow children on TikTok or Instagram. I signed the petition. Why? Because it's something that's wrong that needs to be righted. And she ghosted people. She blocked them and ignored them. She's saying, oh yeah, we were refund requests, whatever. But no, then why are there countless records of you having blocked people? So obviously, if you're not going to be responsible with your scam and actually refund people, yeah, people are going to band together, sign a petition to get other people's attention because you're not being responsible with it and doing it yourself.
The state of Texas received complaints. They opened up an investigation. The state of Texas has the ability to bring criminal charges against someone should their actions warrant criminal charges. Yeah. It was determined early on that none of this was done maliciously. Mm-hmm. So the folks out there that think...
Sorry, should I be reading this? Defendant Brittany John Davis admits wrongdoing but was overwhelmed by the unexpected number of customers who purchased her program from her website. Defendant claims their failure to provide all services were ordered were due to the volume of consumers. While defendant admits wrongdoing, they maintain that at no time did defendant fail to provide purchase services due to any malicious intent.
Brittany's going to jail. Last time I checked, you can't settle a criminal charge outside of court. No. When you're charged with a crime, you go before a jury. You are either found guilty or not guilty of a criminal charge that then imposes a sentence. That can be decided by the jury. That can be decided by the judge at any point from 2019. This was never a criminal case. This was always a civil penalty about the business and the way her business was run and the mistakes that were made. Should it have been determined that this was maliciously done and with criminal intent, they would have charged her with a criminal charge. That was never done.
So anyways, that opened up the state of Texas suing me at 28 years old. What a wild ride it's been since then. 4.5 years. It's finally over with as of April 25th. So a little over a month ago. Yeah. So after a 9-hour mediation, we came to a settlement agreement of $531,000. Any change in there? Any pennies that I missed?
There is. The important part of the settlement is that $131,000 and
the important part of the settlement, yeah.
Some change is attorney's fees for the state of Texas Attorney General's office.
Yeah.
$400,000 of that is what we owe and what we are going to pay back. $100,000 of that is restitution for the clients that didn't receive their packages, and $300,000 of that is what are called civil penalties, which are basically, that's the penalty for not doing things correctly.
Yeah, that's the AKA the hard lesson learned.
The hard lesson learned. So $100,000 of that will go back to clients who didn't receive a program over the course of time. Yeah. So that's the breakdown of the settlement.
Yeah. I want to wrap this up by saying that...
Can I add something for you? Yeah. So one of the really difficult challenges throughout all of this has been Brittany's inability to speak on this because of being involved in litigation. There has been absolutely just ridiculous false narrative spread about her lack of cooperation with the state of Texas and just failure to produce documents and all of this stuff. And none of that could be further from the truth. We submitted over 60,000 business records, even at one point offered the state electronic devices that had all of the documents on them. There was full cooperation. Yeah. So there's some folks out there would like to watch a court proceeding and try to interpret legal jargon that's discussed by two attorneys on opposing sides and try to make a determination of what was said and what is happening, and thus put forth a false narrative of that's not even close to what was occurring. Yeah. Even to the point of mediation, our attorney had a great working relationship with the state of Texas Attorney General's office. We very cordially came to an agreement.
And say that I've learned from this hard lesson. I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from my errors. I don't know what the future looks like, but I know that from this moment forward, this is in the past. And Jordan just kind of shared a little bit about what the upcoming videos are going to be about.
Sorry, I just put it into the future again. In comparison. I guess the present, technically.
I don't say it lightly when I say that the last 4.5 years of my life have been a living hell, and it's time for it to be brought to the light. There have just been some awful things that have been done to us that have all stemmed from hate threads, from people that just don't like us for whatever reason. And
for whatever reason.
Place in this video. But what I can say is that I'm sorry. I've learned from my mistakes. But from this moment forward, I'm moving on. This is in my past. I have every right to move on. It's been almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in January next year. I didn't scam anyone. I didn't fraud anyone. I'm not a scammer. I'm not a fraud. I'm not a grifter. And I'm done tolerating.
If you have to say the thing, you're not the thing.
I'm called that by people online, by news headlines, by articles, by other YouTubers, by other people on TikTok who are really just ultimately chasing the story for clout, because at this point it's become a clickbait title. I'm so
Pretty sure it's not clickbait. Pretty sure that's the misuse of that word. It is a maybe engagement bait title. Sure, I'll go with you there. Why not? But it's not clickbait if it's the truth. Just throwing it out there.
proud of the woman that I am today. I'm so proud of how I've handled myself, how I've carried myself with such grace through this fire. I'm so proud of myself for the growth that I've encountered. I have faced some hard things at 32 years old. I would not be where I am. I wouldn't have made it through the fire without smelling like smoke if it wasn't for my relationship with the Lord. I'm unashamed to say that, because the only reason I made it to this point is because of Jesus. He has carried me. He has sustained me. He's given me the courage and the tenacity to get through this.
I can't. No.
Mistakes were made.
So that was that, addressing the whole thing. Now what I want to do is I want to go quickly here. And I want to show you this thread because I think it's going to give us some good information on why people dislike Brittany and why, for some reason, there's a bunch of people that don't like her, she says. We just saw her say that. So let's go look at some of those reasons. I don't follow her. I've heard of her. I knew there was a scandal, but that's about it. This sub keeps popping up as a suggestion on my main page. I get sucked into every video, even though I have no idea what's going on. From what I can gather, her hair and makeup is atrocious, and she seems Mormon or new agey Christian. What's her deal? Was a fitness influencer, started selling customized fitness plans. Plans were not customized at all. Was married, cheated, mistreated her husband, got divorced, became a Christian influencer when she got called out for her scam, met and married a former cop because he beat a black man to a pulp and got fired, runs women's retreats where she and ex-piggy husband baptize women in bathtubs for $2K. What? Is currently being sued for fraud. Horse claims to have grown up on a ranch but doesn't seem to actually know much about riding horses or cows. Her parents only bought the ranch last year. Sweet. Lies. Just lies. Most of her dogs seem to go missing after a while. Ex-piggy husband was married before his ex divorced him because he cheated. She's a shameless grifter and will lie about pretty much anything if the truth no longer suits. Their wedding was basically a showcase for vendors. Most of the people that attended look bored AF and completely uninterested. She films everything. Most of it is probably staged. Don't forget the pregnancy grift. Oh yes, the chemical miscarriage and the baby clothes that are for praying over, which definitely isn't demonic manifestation. Oh my God, that's creepy AF. Abuses filters to keep up her pretty blonde girl image to the point that I legit have trouble recognizing her if her filters are off. For real, her head is shaped like a candy corn. Oh yes, absolutely relevant to the question at the very least. Claims to have had an eating disorder, marketed and sold restrictive orthorexic diets to people with EDs, denies she has had plastic surgery, has absolutely had plastic surgery, uses the worst self-tanner you've ever seen. She does. She looks orange. Girl, you gotta stop. You gotta ease up on that a little bit. Claims she doesn't use filters. Definitely uses filter. She tries to claim she doesn't use filters. Cringy TikToks include religious shaming, bad lip syncs, and digital blackface and sex shaming. Cool. Celebrated V versus Roe being overturned as if she wasn't purely a shyster and couldn't care less. She's a born-again virgin and spends lots of time talking about how she and Piggy husband had no sex before marriage. There's a friend or something that would say otherwise. Cool. And claims they weren't living together. Her friend Ariel confirmed it. I'm gonna close this down. That was a good summary of why we don't like her. One of the people she scammed was one of my cousins, and she never gave them their money back. Made nothing but excuses when she was called out finally. She takes zero accountability for anything, hides behind scriptures, and says God is working on her and making her new, etc. She's disgusting. Ew. Don't forget PPP fraud at the start of the pandemic. She got a loan for $20,000 and bought a house not long after. Cool. My thoughts will probably offend you. Has a bunch of videos covering the entire grift and Fundy Fridays. If you Google Brittany Dawn Davis, articles are endless. Apparently The Guardian is about to publish a huge article. Wow. I'm going to write this down because that sounds like a YouTube channel that I would my thoughts would probably offend you, probably. And I'm excited about it. I love these. Great writing prompt. Brittany Dawn makes money because other women think she's cool and buy stuff they see her use. She wants to make lots of money off of people, so she makes videos all day. She thinks she's the best and probably uses religion to look good because the most important thing to Brittany is looking pretty and making money. She lies if it makes her make more money. So you don't know when she's really telling the truth anymore, and the state found she was lying and she's in big trouble and is still selling stuff. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next scam now. Basically, she's a POS. We saw her addressing video, and yeah, that's it. I want to move on to the next scam, which is stealing money that she raised from a homeless man. So let's get the thing open up and then we'll start talking. Allegedly, of course, we have to say allegedly because we can't prove that this happened, right? No. Okay, so Dunder Mifflin Infinity collected this awesome timeline for me, and thank you, Dunder Muffin. You are Dunder Mifflin. Sorry. You are amazing for collecting all of this. Brittany claims that this homeless man walked into church and donated his last 15 cents to the church. And her and her husband, I believe this is how it goes, were so touched by it that they got him a haircut, they got him some new clothes, shoes, and all that stuff. And then we're going to help him in his recovery from addiction and send him to a rehab center, and then also have him set up when he got out. Apparently, which I just learned because I'm not a practicing Christian. I wouldn't consider myself religious, and I don't know the Bible, but apparently this is a story in the Bible where a woman goes in and gives her last 2 cents, I believe, and someone criticizes her for it, and Jesus says, no, she's given more than you'll ever be able to, or than you've ever given. Yeah, I think it's than you'll ever be able to give, because she gave her last 2 cents. She gave everything. So very, very powerful story. But essentially, Brittany Dawn took that and turned it into a grift, because of course she did. The saga of that time she allegedly stole money from a homeless recovering addict. This is a huge timeline. We'll probably scrub through some of it just because it's really long, and show you guys some of the receipts and her addressing the matter with her husband. April 4th, Easter Sunday, Cruz met James when Cruz met James when he came to church with the 15 cents. This left Britt undone and wrecked. She posted his testimony on Instagram. I wish there was a link for that. Oh, Cruz goes to church. Let's watch this. This could be informative.
Just wanted to hop on here real quickly to give a little update on James. Our team is currently locating him. We, in less than 10 hours, hit our goal. We hit our goal of $5,000 to raise money for this man. I'm going to try not to get emotional. This money is going to change his life. Like, it's so beautiful how God is so strategic and knows exactly what he's doing. Cruz, our friend Cruz, hadn't have left the building and saw him walk out. If he wouldn't have gotten that photo with him, if he wouldn't have told Jordan about this, if Jordan would have told me over dinner, I wouldn't have been able to use my platform to bless this man's life, to change this man's life. And I just want to thank every single person that has donated. We are going to be documenting it. We're getting a hold of him today, of James today.
We're going to be documenting it, which someone said that, like, someone had asked for the documentation or proof of where. There was actually a ton of comments for the documentation and the proof of where the money went and stuff like that, and I don't think she provided any. Like, obviously she didn't, because she's a scammer.
Sorry, you guys, it cut off. But as I was saying, Jordan is actually out right now with the guys looking for him, and they're gonna find him. And we're gonna begin to build just a relationship with him, and he has no idea what we're about to bless him with. And God is so good. God is so good. This man showed up at church yesterday just to tithe 15 cents. 15 cents. Like, yeah, he's Jehovah Jireh. He is our provider, and you guys are blessing him so much. We're going to build a relationship with him, get him back on his feet, help him find a job, help him get a car, whatever we can do to get him back on his feet. And the Lord has really shown me in just the last, like, not even 24 hours yet, that this is what I want my platform to be.
Weird.
Send it also, and I'll relay it to you. Again. My God, look who we found. What's up, dude? You learned from yesterday? Whoa. But what is the lunch? When we literally gave up, we like I said, we can't find time, we just gotta relax. We get lunch, we regroup, and see what the Holy Spirit has. We are talking dining away from this restaurant. Jordan.
All right, y'all. Got hooked up with a comfy bed. He's in the shower right now. We got him a new Bible, a composition notebook so we can journal. Some food. He wanted Apple Jacks for the morning. Some Panda Express. Toiletry bag. Got him all new clothes. Say what up, Cruz. And a phone, hooking him up with a phone. All new clothes, underwear, jeans, shoes. Hooked up some drinks for him. Y'all got it good. We're wrecked as a crew. So thank you for all the prayers and the donations. We'll keep you posted on the latest with how he's doing tomorrow. So I want to respect James and his privacy, but I don't know if y'all can hear this, but he's literally praying.
Don't do that. Ew. Ew. We'll continue to post more updates. Beautiful journey God has allowed us. It's honor. God and oh, I can't. This is exhausting. This is Matthew 6:33 in real life. Big game to in and out.
Update on James. We just took him In-N-Out Burger, and he was so thankful. He's so grateful. He's just the sweetest soul. Like, he really genuinely is. He's so sweet, so kind. He loves the Lord. He asked us before we left if we could have a Bible study at some point today. So we're gonna sit down and just love on him and just praise the Lord with him. And just love on him like brothers and sisters in Christ. Just checked, and the updated amount for James' GoFundMe, which he will receive every single penny that is donated, is $11,500.
It's not the first time she said that. That's the third time she said that.
Started. So update on James. We just got out of a long freedom chill meeting. We're going to get him a haircut right now and just go get him food, whatever he needs. We are at a now where we have connected with his family. We've talked to his parents. We just had a phone call with his mom, and we are looking for a Christian-based rehab facility for him. He needs rehab of some sort, which is expected in this situation. And so right now we're just trying to get in touch with a Christian-based organization or rehab of some sort. I don't even know like the right wordage for that. So I'm believing that the Lord is going to lead someone to us through this video or just through James' story. That if you know anyone that has these connections, please reach out to us.
I hate this.
By wordage, I mean verbiage. Words are hard today, guys. We are fasting for the sake of this situation. So yeah, words are hard. Oh yeah, love you.
We're fasting for the sake of this, so words are hard. Didn't they just say they went to In-N-Out and then, like, does she? What? I don't understand what that comment was.
Like, what's my favorite types of food? I really like Italian food. I like pasta.
All the carbs.
Okay, no. Soul filled. First professional haircut in so long. Alright, I'm not gonna, cannot put into words how faithful God is to pursue us. He diligently. Okay, I don't care. Contact James, sweetest. Talk to his stepmom, dad, 1.52 hours total. They're blown away. Love, support. Sean, James is my nephew. I love him dearly. Thank you for doing God's work. I'm ready. We'll get the mental help he needs. Continue his journey. God bless you. Tell James I love him. I'm proud of him, and the devil is a liar. I would love to hear from him. Once again, thank you for reaching out.
James, guys, he's doing great. He's in great hands. Cruz is currently with him. Cruz is going to get lunch and went to hang out with him for a little bit. Jordan had to get some work done, and so did I. So Cruz stepped in to do that. Jordan and I have talked to James' parents for probably like 2 hours total now, and they are so grateful. So grateful. They've been so supportive and helpful in this journey.
I haven't been paying attention to like the timeline of these stories.
Now, over 17,000.
So you know what this is? This is a grift. Why? Because now, basically, Jesus is a trigger word, and she's using God as well. She's using religion, faith, all that stuff to grift on this. So every time she posts about James over the course of however many weeks, people are going to be like, oh, and it's virtue signaling. That's all this entire, grift about him is. If you're going to do something kind to someone, like in God's name or whatever, you're not supposed to tell the entire world. You're not supposed to preach it and be like, look what I did. Look how great I am. Look, me. Because that's not what God wants. So I'm told. Again, not an expert here, but it's gross. That's a Holy Spirit, here we
Update
go.
on James. I know y'all can't really see me right now, but I'm pulling into Walmart. Jordan and Cruz are here with him right now. They left, or Jordan left after the Freedom Field meeting to go check on him, and they're here at Walmart, so I'm talking to him because I miss James. He's like a brother to me now.
Today he trusts us a little bit more than yesterday. Today his dad talked to him on the phone, and his dad said, you can trust them. I think he's so used to people helping him once and then leaving. Okay, good job, Brittany. You guys helped him twice and then left him. We're not going anywhere, and we aren't going to make you go back to your old life. Baby steps of trust, one day at a time. God is so faithful. Keep praying. Breakthrough will happen. I'm honored to be a part of it. You are the most disgusting, vile human being I've ever seen. Unbelievable. You all have shown on this journey, every single penny is his. Again, okay, there we go. Every single penny is his, and I'm just shocked. Even still, linking here, felt led to donate, blah, blah, blah. We fasted Tuesday, and Jordan and I are fasting again today for breakthrough in James's life. So they pray for something and then fast about it to show, is that a thing? I know I have a couple people who are spiritual, who are religious. Please tell me, is that a thing for a breakthrough in James's life story and journey? They're just gonna fast. They don't think you just like, I don't know. Please educate me. Is that a thing? I never like saying we are fasting, but the Lord gave us a sweet friend confirmation for me on Tuesday that I am supposed to make this nationwide today. I'm sure that's what the Lord told you to do. If you feel led to join us in fasting for James, this can look like anything. Do what you feel the Lord is leading you to go fast from. We are believing for breakthrough. I don't like her. This is all in the same week. This is all 90 weeks ago. Looks like a different person. Changes more and more. Keep telling him that we aren't going anywhere. I think he's fine. He's starting to trust us and him. This is too fast, too slow.
Italian food. We took James out to eat, and y'all, Jordan, he has really like stepped into the big brother role, and it just makes my heart so happy.
We had some precious moments. Yeah, so share them for the world. God is open. Major doors. Okay, so this is the following week. This is 89 weeks ago. I don't know how many weeks ago this started, but whatever. James got to meet some very special people to me this weekend. My brother, my sister, and my nephew. Cool. He looks super uncomfortable. This is weird. Like, why are they taking, like, this is weird to me that this is going on for this long. Okay, what's it up to now? Bless disobedience. That's also weird, is it not? 21,000 raised of 7,500. What happened? Missed previous post. Linking a video. Jordan and I are going to sit down if we have a chance to film a major update. There have been so many moving pieces this weekend alone. God keeps showing up in the most unexplainable, unexpected ways. It's left us completely wrecked and undone. If you missed the story about James, I have a highlight on my profile. Of course you do. Are you worried about him getting overwhelmed? No, because God has been moving unexplainable ways since Monday when we started searching for him. God has his hand all over this journey. It's unexplainable. 20 plus years, but then Jesus. Cool. After our date night tonight, Jordan and I ran to Walmart to get James a few more things he needed. We headed to the hotel and spent about an hour with him, just talking and laughing with him. At one point, James said, well, we can't just pick and choose scriptural sayings. This is what fits my choice, my life best, and ignore the rest. And I wanted to scream yes at the top of my lungs. A man that has every reason to feel down and has such an unexplainable joy, such hope for his future, and such a true fear of the Lord. What? God is ministering through James, such a true fear of the Lord. I don't understand what that means. Is that a typo? I don't know he's scared. God is ministering through James to us each and every day, and it's quickly made me realize how much I hope this isn't the last time we help someone get back on their feet in this manner. It's made me realize how much my cup gets filled from putting others / me carrying, and making a shit ton of money off of it. And like, even if they didn't pocket this cash, which like, let's be realistic, even if they didn't pocket this cash, she still made a shit ton of money off of the clicks and likes and views and shares and this and that and links and yada yada. So
Where are you?
What are y'all doing? Hi.
What are y'all doing?
things did not go the way we thought. It's been a roller coaster of a day. Lots of emotions. Truly feel without words right now. Keep watching. We had a flight booked for James to head to Ohio today. Got him on FaceTime with Alpha House Ohio, the most incredible people. Apparently not. We'll look into them. And James was willing. Okay, no, I don't want to see this. Christ makes broken things beautiful. Yes, he does. At the hotel this morning, get ready for the airport. Thank you for being so quick and open up a space. Holy Spirit.
Take James to the airport to get on a plane to head to Ohio to the Alpha House. Yeah, like there's been so many things, so many moving pieces just the last few days, so many times that.
Had 2 interviews that were 100% led by the Holy Spirit. We've had 2 interventions that were 100% led by the Holy Spirit and us being in tune with the spirit of discernment. The enemy has tried stopping this moment from happening every single day for the last 23 days, and it's finally here. The enemy got a hold of him. As Jordan and I walked into his room to help him get all of his things ready to leave, he bolted. He left everything behind. He pushed past us and fled. We gave him space for 10 minutes and then started keeping an eye on him to see if we could just talk to him and speak life and truth about him. You cannot make someone go to rehab, which is why we've been praying the Lord to break through in James's heart and that he would choose to go.
Unfortunately, with this, like, you cannot make these decisions for him. We can't force him to get on this plane. We can't force him to go to rehab discipleship program. So, yeah, bolted. And unfortunately, with this, like, you cannot make these decisions for him. We can't force him to get on this plane. We can't force him to go to rehab discipleship program. So, yeah, we have eyes on him right now, but we don't really know what to do.
I know Fort Worth has those. I think we're in Fort Worth. I know Fort Worth has a crisis intervention team officer, and it might just take. I mean, if I can. And then by the time we got here this morning to get ready for the airport and to help him pack and all that stuff, and he's like, I don't want to go.
Angry, upset or hangry, but we died, and especially these 2 men. But we did. We had but we died to our flesh and love over and over. Maybe it was supposed to be died. I don't know. Like Christ calls us to. James fled from us and we couldn't find him this afternoon. A terrible storm just came through and we knew we needed to go look for him. We pulled up here and there he was, and his first words were, "I'm sorry." We called to love even when it's hard, even when we'd rather be sleeping, relaxing, or anything else. Examples of what Christianity is. Yeah, except you're posting it to the internet, so it's not fully selfless because you're still seeking fame and accolations because of it. He said he wants to go to Ohio. Yes, I'm with him. He's in the back seat with my kids and wife. This is insane. I got word from God the seconds before you. I can't. Okay, so for the $5,000 goal, for 5 people search, found, 4-7. James gets a professional haircut, $1,700 is now in the GoFundMe. Rehabs are being looked into by the dongs, $20,000 now raised. Brittany reminds us she is modest. Of course she does. Brittany says that James's parents asked in referencing the funding that as a team they stewarded it from him on a daily basis, not give it to him directly. Plane tickets, cruise in Jordan. James agrees to go on 4/20. Britt reminds us she isn't having sex. That's important. That's important among all of us. Brittany posts that she took James to lunch a few days ago while Jordan worked. She had a busy work day, but had the time to listen to James and read scripture. I mean, she probably considered that part of her busy work day. Jordan and Brittany go to the gun range. Okay. 1-2. She loves fraud FTW retreat. Cruz picks up James and now agreed to go to Ohio. James self-identified sister posts comments on Reddit defending Brittany, saying that James is getting all the money and has received some of the money already. James on a flight to Ohio on the 4th. On May 5th, Brittany reminds us she isn't having sex but wants to. Okay, so 5/23, so nothing for quite a while. B posts about her purity, reminds us that she's oh my god. 15 or 16, Britt pulls out a Bible out of the trash at a protest. Cool. June, so that's the end of May, beginning of June. Makes another post to remind us of her purity, of course. Jordan practices putting a ring on B's finger on the 27th. So the 6th, 27th, ring pop saga begins on 6/29. Second ring pop given with promise of 18 more, 20 total to come. There's a ring pop saga? What is that? Okay, we'll go after. Ring pop getting out of the car. Saga ends after 3. Jordan did a remake of his OG proposal to his first wife, Britt, at a coffee shop. Cool. Another retreat, July. 7/20, wedding date is announced. Britt picks up her mini bouquet. A commenter asks about James, and Brittany replies, I have updated several times in my stories. He is in rehab in Ohio and doing great. I'm sure you know this, but rehab takes time. You cannot rush it. He's in great hands at Alpha House, Ohio. And on the 30th, she picks out the wedding dress. Okay, so August. A lovely couple were wedding guests and traveled to a wedding. Okay. Forerunners purchase Applebee's date night. Jordan has COVID. Instagram revealing COVID results. Jordan tells Brittany her sick voice makes her sound like a man. Quarantine over. Brittany posts another TikTok on the 20th. Definitely not having sex. Definitely not. Definitely not. Panda Express dinner reminds us again that she's not having sex on the 22nd. Marriage license picked up. Remind us that she's practicing purity on the 26th. Oh my God, she's obsessed. It sounds like another one of if you have to say the thing, you're probably not the thing, right? Engagement photo shoot in California. Cool. Where are they from? Texas? That's a expensive engagement photo shoot. Jordan calls commenter on Britt's Instagram ISIS. Just one commenter is all of ISIS. Okay. 9/4 bridal brunch. Okay. Sorry, I don't remember where I was. I had to go calm down to bye. Oh yeah. In ISIS, right. September, bridal bunch on the 4th. On the 20th, Jordan's birthday, Brittany's vendor fair. Okay. 9/20, the newly Nelsons jump on the bed, and 21 to 28, grifted honeymoon. Okay. Jordan gives Brittany his police hoodie. 10 October 8th, shark floor cleaning. Ad shows Jordan loves cleaning. 12, prank with Nerf guns. 10/12, Brody. 10/13, monetized video discussing Brody. Posted to YouTube. 15/17, Sheila fraud retreat. Britt and Jordan both attend. Instagram commenter accuses Jordan of sending pictures early in his relationship to Brittany. Cool. 10/24, Brittany is a good wife and made Jordan sandwiches to go. 25-ish. Instagram story posted answering a question about James, saying that James calls the dongs from rehab weekly, I'm sure. Jordan is seen sitting on the couch with a dog in his lap. 26, wedding dress photo shoot, styled wedding shoot. 28, Brent spends $300 on groceries but orders Chick-fil-A. 10:30, crockpot dinner at the Nelsons. 10:31, Brett wants to be pregnant in caption of, okay. November, orders Starbucks with a voice recording. Ranch photo shoot. She's a good wife because she made banana bread. Makes sense. Every good wife knows how to make a banana bread, I guess. Reminds us that Jordan will be a good dad because of how he loves the dogs. Okay. Jordan opens the door for Britt Brat. Thanksgiving week at the ranch. Office renos begin. Cool. Britt reminds us that she is now having sex. Good. And date night. Okay, so December. Early December calls Cruz stating he can't get a hold of Jordan. Hey Cruz, this is James. I was calling because I can't get a hold of Jordan. I graduated about 8 days ago, so I was trying to see what was going on. Follower asks about James, and Brittany responds letting he is in phase 2 of the program next week and asking if the follower is a troll. Follower asks about James again, specifically asks about the GoFundMe money since the rehab program is free. Cool, even better. A response is given stating he was set up for when he graduates. I've already shared that. It's not entirely free. We send money often to help cover some of the cost expenses. On the 2nd, GoFundMe disabled. 12/2, godly bath drawn by Jordan because Britt's having a trauma day. Why? What does that even, from what? Okay. 12, remodel complete on the 6th of December. Dry chicken for dinner on the 8th. 10/11, another Sheila fraud adjacent retreat with G3 Ministries. 12/10 reminds us that she is modest. Yes, modest. Her definition of modest, at least. Jordan repeatedly sticks his fingers in Britt's ear. The dongs attend church. Christmas dog Oakley arrives on 12/12. 13, the Nelsons eat out again. Brittany reminds us that she's quirky and random by using Snapchat duck filters. 23, asks how James is doing and gets a response. He's doing great, actually. Thank you for checking. Chiefs game. Cruz posts an update on Instagram. Cruz comments that Jordan was overseas on his assignment helping children in Afghanistan, and that's why he couldn't speak on the phone. Cruz gets his attention on his asking for his receipts Brittany is untagged from the post and Cruz is no longer following Brittany on Instagram. Whoa. I feel like we watched this though, and didn't she say his life? I'm pretty sure she said his life, but that's okay. So then where is James's money? 2 wolves in sheep clothing. Alpha House and the Dongs took a dive into Alpha House, the place where James was sent to recover. Side note, I am a therapist who has worked in substance use for quite some time. The following information is public, being that it is from their website or B's mouth. I also called them and inquired about the service fees, programming, etc., which is also very much public information. I did not and would never inquire about James. I would also like to add that that we have these types of places where I live. I have worked with many clients who have attended these types of programs, none who have attended Alpha House, and an overwhelming majority have expressed the awful conditions and the unreasonable work requirements. Many of my clients have referred to these places as a labor camp under the guise of Christianity, and that recovery was focused on humiliation, degradation of human morale, and consistent instilling of inferiority and incompetency. I have one client who told me that when he first got out of the van, the owner of the facility said, "You look like you carry a dresser on your back." Promptly had him moving heavy furniture for 8 hours in the summer heat. You look like you can carry a dresser on your back. In the South, while undergoing withdrawal from drugs. Okay, now on to Alpha House. General website. Starting off, they have a pretty shitty website. Many of the links navigate their own page are broken. This isn't user-friendly. It definitely isn't intuitive to the reader. And as expected, the ratio of black people to white people represented in their imagery is about 1 to 30. The irony of the shitty website is not lost there, considering the co-founder and director of Alpha House, Brian D. Wade, is also the owner and project director of Stars and Stripes, the website building platform used to make this website. Yes, you read that right. Brian leads and operates both Alpha House for 5+ years, as well as a website making business for 18+ years. And as expected, according to his LinkedIn, all his experience is in technology and website design. Brian has zero background in any helping profession and zero credentials or licensure appropriate for working with people living with addiction. He does have some old volunteer opportunities that lasted 1 to 2 years, Camp Crusade for Christ and Boy Scout Mentor, etc., with a handful of them being in religious fundraising. Upon further digging, I found mention that a person named Matthew Allen Wade, who looked just like Brian and is most likely his brother, is the house director of the Alpha House. Nothing like keeping money in the family. Website content. The following is the most comprehensive description of what they have to offer. Not quite a mission statement, not quite an admission of forced labor. It is our core belief that addiction is a symptom of the problem and not the problem itself. The Alpha House will offer treatment services on a contract basis, coupled with a structured living environment for men ages 18 and older dealing with substance abuse. Our holistic approach joins treatment services in collaboration with our SRLP, Sober Residential Living Program, to instill principles and ideas that will empower men to live a more fulfilling life. During your stay with us, we will be working with you to help uncover the root causes of your addiction, building up your core values and strength and your self-confidence. We will focus shifting your mindset, improving your physical and dietary patterns, improving your educational position, and evaluate your life objectives. We truly believe that you are created for great things, and this marks the beginning of a brand new journey for you. Our program is at no cost to you. Did you catch that? The program is at no cost to the participants and is on a contract basis, which brings me back to the question inquiring, why did the Dongs raise $25,103 for James to attend treatment? I wonder. There's an online application. Faith-based questions compose about 40% of the application. The other questions are basic demographic, a tiny bit of mental health substance use history, asking about felonies, lots of faith-based questions including what is the purpose of the Bible, what is a sin, also who is responsible for the way you are, which is a disturbing question. That is a disturbing question. This makes me uncomfortable. The race options in the demographic section are noteworthy. The following are the options for race. These are taken exactly as written on the application. Enjoy. None. Caucasian, African, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Asian, Hispanic, Russian, Arab. Alpha House service and programming fees. phone call information. I already know this place is shady. When I started talking about a client in need of services who would be coming from out of state, they quickly asked me if my client had Ohio Medicaid. I said no, asked if this was a requirement for the program, to which they told me no, but that they would immediately get them to enroll upon entering the program. So I asked them to speak more on this, and they said that it was so that the client could obtain an EBT card and receive services from the outside partners with Medicaid as the payer. They take the clients to the grocery store with their EBT card to purchase food and hygiene supplies. In my experience, I have seen extremely predatory things happen with EBT cards, including places like this collecting them from the clients and using them as they'd like. Yeah, I believe that. And like, that's the thing, if that's the first question and like the main priority, the main concern, so they can get an EBT card, then that's really sketchy. And then hearing like a professional who has worked in this industry know places like this do abuse things like that. With addiction, right, you're not going to give them free reign of money, because why would you? It's, if they're really, really mentally unwell, they usually need help first before they can kind of start to adjust. I don't know what an EBT card is. I assume it's like, yeah, okay. It would make sense that it would be a power trip and a scam, basically. They said in all house services are faith and scripture based, and that they require to attend these services as well as church. They mentioned there is a huge wait list right now. I was told that most people stay between 4 and 8 months and then can join one of their vocational internships and remain in the program at no cost. I asked if my client needed to come with any type of financial security or belongings, to which the individual told me no. I asked again if there were any upfront costs or if my client would have to pay if they did not have Medicaid right away, and I was told no. I had asked if they had to leave a deposit. They said no. Additionally, they are not certified by the Ohio Recovery Housing, meaning that a large body of professionals have not vetted them as effective or appropriate for this level of care. It doesn't mean they can't do what they are doing. It definitely sheds light on this place being shady, 100%. So regardless of how this place is operating, the real story here is that B claimed that $25,103 is going directly to his treatment. According to Alpha House, there's no fees collected, and they are using Medicaid to supplement any outside professional services by licensed professionals that are being obtained. We have tons of receipts from B's own comments, Instagram, and Facebook that this money was raised to and used for his treatment. The math just isn't adding up. Please feel free to do your own digging, elaborate on my findings. I did the thing and reported the GoFundMe. I'm not going to share the letter here yet because there is no use in further showing my hand since she lurks here. There are also things I added that I did not explicitly discuss in this post objectively point to fraud. Simply put, the letter is extensive enough that they won't have to do much to pick right up on the trail. I received confirmation back from GoFundMe and was informed I won't be notified about the investigation. Demonic attack post commencing in 3, 2, 1. Oh, literally though. Yeah, thank you for the detective work on this. If B-Dong genuinely didn't steal this money, she should be able to post receipts easily. My suspicion is that the money went to fund her unseasonally grassy nuptials. J-Dong's fake child charity consulting business, or J-Dong's Sheila fraud tax-free salary. So now what I think we're going to do is we're going to jump over and we're going to watch the video they did addressing this, where I've never seen it before. I just kind of like, it popped up and I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, what's that all about? So I downloaded it. So we're going to watch that. Oh, pause. Here we go again. You guys ready for this?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's 40 minutes long.
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys.
It's kind of ridiculous that we have to do this, but we're going to film a video about James. We're going to explain some of the just outright lies that are out there, and we're going to actually have a call with James's sister, April, who we worked with hand in hand.
Very closely.
Within a couple of days of starting to help James, she came into our lives and worked in day out with us to make decisions for him, along with James's father, to try to lead and steward everything that was done for James the best that we knew how, what the family wanted. This is ridiculous, how far that this has gotten. This is nothing short of a fictitious witch hunt. There are some people out there that truly care about James, us included, immensely, but the majority of the people that are involved in this
that are behind all of this
do not care about James. This is a fictitious witch hunt to try to get at us. They stop at nothing to try to ruin anything and everything in our lives. This has gone too far. And so here in a minute, we're going to hop on a call with April, and she is going to share some details. This is an interesting situation because there's some details that we're just not going to share.
I mean, can I pause you right
Yeah.
there? We are talking about a human life. You know, people do GoFundMes every day for charities, for people that are injured in the hospital, for businesses they want to start up. People do GoFundMes for a variety of things.
And then they give the money that they raised for that person to that person. Just throwing it out there.
And while I understand that there are people that want to be invested, again, like you said, half the people, if not most of the people that are behind this witch hunt, do not care about James' well-being. They do not care about where James is today. They just genuinely want to try to see us. This is a human life. There are things that do not need to be released to the public for any reason at all. There are things that we do not owe an explanation for because he is where he needs to be. He is where we said we were going to take him.
Yeah, fair. But the thing you do owe an explanation for is where that $25,000 is, because yeah, sure, he's in a facility. That's great. That's good. I'm glad you sent him to a labor camp. Like, good job. That was free. Good job. Where's the money? Where's the money? Nobody's questioning that you sent him.
And he is doing incredible now. And that is why we are so fired up, is this has gone way too far. This is the bad side of the internet. The internet can do great things. We saw it with James. James is literally out of rehab, on his feet, has been on his own feet for quite some time now. But there are dark sides to the internet, and that is where the line is being drawn today.
Hopping on a call with him without discussing prior to ask his consent and just recording is completely inappropriate.
Yeah.
There is a reason that James never appeared on really much of our stuff.
He was on my stories, but he never wanted to talk.
No.
And I never made him, and I never would make him talk.
Yep.
Like, that's
and a
all
lot of that was actually at the request of his family because James is a very shy person.
I'm gonna stop you there. His family knew that we were sharing on social media. His
Yeah.
family followed me. They literally saw everything that I posted. I mean, April will say it herself here in a little bit on the call. They could not thank us enough because they had tried this before and it didn't work. And what we did for James, how we helped James get on his feet, the long nights and the crazy hours of trying to get him there.
And we'll get into all that,
yeah.
but a couple of things that are just outrageous is to say, oh wow, you look different. No kidding. You think he doesn't need to give you proof of who he is?
Yeah.
This video that's out there where this lady says, oh, you look different. People didn't believe it. He doesn't have to prove who he is.
Yeah.
Like anything like that. And we're going to explain a lot of the stuff that was in that video. Some of it we're not. And some of it we're not at the direction and the wishes of his sister. There are things that we're not going to try to prove to some internet trolls that we didn't do anything inappropriate. We are not going to put James on blast and share things that could be embarrassing or damaging to him.
Yeah.
Just to suffice some internet trolls that do not care about James, that just want to come after us. Consider yourself put on notice, because this is ridiculous. Y'all can make fun of us. Y'all can say stuff about us. We don't care. We truly, legitimately.
Consider yourselves put on notice. Okay, to what? What are you going to do?
We do not care. But when you drag an innocent person into something like this that is so bogus, that's where it's got to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys probably shouldn't have dragged this innocent person into your bogus. You're right. You're right.
That's the justification and the reason for this video. How offensive to say that he was in a halfway house. Halfway houses are for people that are coming out of jail.
Yeah, I have a definition right here that I would love to read. A residential facility where people leaving prison or jail, sometimes completing a condition of probation, are required to live before being fully released into their communities.
So James was somehow a criminal now? No, he was a person struggling with an addiction, like so many people in this country do.
Yeah.
Like I said, we get into this call with his sister, who communicated with us on a daily basis. We're going to let her dictate what we share. Yeah. And there's a reason that James isn't on this video, and that is because that is just going to re-victimize and exploit him. They are in communication. We have been in communication.
Oh, that's just gonna re-victimize and exploit him, eh? Not like when you exploited him on all your effing stories and exploited his story for monetary gain, right? No. It's only exploitation when someone else is doing it, not when you guys are doing it. Of course, that was funny. So, what is the meaning of a halfway house? A place to stop midway on a journey. A halfway place in progression. A residence for individuals after release from institutionalization, as for mental illness, drug addiction, or criminal activity that is designed to facilitate their adjustment to private life, their readjustment. Okay, so I'm going to screenshot that and put that definition up. Halfway house, let's just do definition. Google search halfway house definition. A center helping former drug addicts, prisoners, psychiatric patients, or others adjust to life in general society. The halfway point in progression. So I don't know where she found her definition, but literally the first example before prisoner is drug addicts. So just saying, be-dong.
Y'all need to also back off Cruz, because Cruz was nothing but amazing.
Literally the most incredible man.
They're family, and y'all are trying to throw him under the bus like he did something wrong. No one did anything wrong here. We set out to help someone who was in need, and we'll get into some explanation. James didn't just receive $6,000, and it was just short of 2 months that James was with us. We'll get into this more when we're with April. We're not independently wealthy to fully support someone living in a hotel who has nothing. All of the money that was donated sustained James and his life from the time he entered our care until he went to rehab in Ohio. And then, in fact, sustained more while he was at rehab. The rehab center was free, but James's living expenses were not free. His cigarettes were not free. His spending money wasn't free. That all went to support him. Not one single dollar was used inappropriately.
Isn't that what that card is for? I don't know. I'm going to look it up after I get off because we're getting long here, but if that's the case, like that's what that card's supposed to be for like food.
Every single dollar went to James that was donated to James. We're going to have April on, and we'll let her share from the family's perspective. There's some claims out there that will not be addressed because we are not going to re-victimize or exploit James just to answer a question put forth by an internet troll who really doesn't care about James. Stay tuned because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we are gathered on this call because this has gotten absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, I'm Jordan, and that is my wife, Brittany, and this is our dear friend, April, who a lot of you guys out there will recognize is James's sister. And we felt it necessary to make this video to...
Why is he talking so slow?
To just silence a lot of the unfactual, unbased allegations out there around Brittany and I, James, April herself. And so it is absolutely ridiculous that we are having to do this.
I'm so glad to see you.
We are glad to see you. And that's what the trolls don't realize is that we've never really left one another's lives. And we stayed in contact via social media. And but,
oh my God, you can't talk. Stop talking.
Stating that, April, we had a conversation prior to this asking your permission to record this conversation, correct?
Oh, yes.
And that is one of the most glaring things that stands out to me in this video, where James is basically tricked into giving an on-camera interview where they already have him being filmed. And if you notice, they ask him, and
why are you smoking inside?
But at this point, public, James doesn't want to deal with this anymore. Yeah. Period. He doesn't. And he's allowing me to come on here and speak on his behalf. So that way, hopefully, you guys will learn to leave him alone.
Yeah, because we can agree, April, the video done of James, it may somewhat appear that person cares about James. Let's call a spade and be real. That person, that is a fictitious witch hunt trying to get at Brittany and me. Let's not get it mistaken that person is out to seek the truth for James's benefit. We're going to share the truth.
It's for likes and views, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, which is totally hypocritical because every day I can't believe she's posting this. That's what
she was posting his likeness and his story for likes and views. What are you guys talking about?
James is really, really, really smart. Okay, he's funny, but he's super smart. And James realized that rehab is going to be one part of it.
What? Stop. He's funny, but he's super smart. So you can't be funny and smart? Okay, I really don't care. Is the rest of this? Okay, no, sorry. Done. They don't even address it. It's too long. It's too long. But I did see something where he was, I think we'll save the retreat grift for the next video. But I did see something where he posted a TikTok. Oh, it's unavailable. They gave him 6,000. Darn. So that video is gone of him saying that he didn't get any of the money or whatever. Now, according to Texas state law, you can/will serve jail time up to 180 days and large fines for repetitive cyberbullying or online harassment. If you are reading this and you've caused me ongoing problems over the past year, you should be scared. We have names, and I'm done being a doormat. You are a doorknob. So threatening people who were calling her out about the fitness scams, basically. That's essentially the timeline. They found this man. It was super sketchy. They ended up sending him to a free rehab facility after raising $25,000 for him for treatment. Who knows how much he got of it. Allegedly, he only got $6,000 of it, and then the rest was magically gone away. They had this lavish, extravagant wedding, I guess, that was BS, which we can totally look into the wedding as well and all the lore there. I don't know. Once a scammer, always a scammer, right? Like, people like this don't change until they're not able to steal people's money anymore. And even at that, she won't change. But nothing around her is going to change until people stop giving into her stuff. Like these retreats, $600 for what? To go read the Bible with Bidong for a weekend? Like, no, thank you. Not even including travel. No, come on. But I think it's pretty safe to say that she sucks. She does. And she's a grifter and she's a scammer, and her grifting on this whole Christian thing, like it makes me, it's so cringy. It's so cringy to me. And I know this isn't like my area of expertise, honestly. Like I know nothing about religion, only very surface level stuff, because my husband grew up in a religious household, so we've chatted a bit about it, and my grandma was hyper religious as well, so I have like a little bit of knowledge, but I've never practiced, so I don't know. But the fact that it's like, God this, God that, God this, God that, and then she's like very much not living by the word of God, it's gross. It's a grift, and that's it. And the fact that she like, I'm not a scammer, I'm not a grifter, like you literally have scammed people more than once and continue to try to do so and still don't follow the word of God. Like, it's gross. It's so cringy and yucky, and there is literally so much we could say. We could go on forever about Brittany Dawn. We really could. There's so much. But I think that the fitness scam was the big one, and then this other thing with, I'll probably blank out his name, so this other thing with Jay was also the big one, another big one. And I don't know half the things that were said on that video. Maybe I'll watch it off camera just to see if anything pops up so I can add it in for you guys or put it in the description box. I don't know. I feel like that sister wasn't being super forthcoming. Maybe she got a cut of the money. I don't know. Really sketchy vibes. And if you were being completely honest about it, you would be able to provide receipts, provide proof without any like crazy identifying info, but you'd be able to provide proof about that money going to him, and you wouldn't be blocking people who are asking. Like, we can look that up actually quickly before we go, the comments. So it sure is, and he checks in weekly. I'm so happy to hear that he's doing well. I grew up around addiction. It deeply affects everyone. I'm sure there's more than a few of us here that donated, maybe even arranged our personal budget to do so. So that's why I'm asking. But I read somewhere that the facility program he was in was free. Is he acquiring any other expenses that would call for blah, blah, blah? Wait, the program was free? Where did the donations go then? Exactly. So this is like people starting to catch on. Do you have documentation or receipts of these transactions? Given the unfortunate nature of your publicized past mishaps, I am sure people would deeply appreciate the confirmation of the use of their money that they donated. Also, it seems you're very dismissive and defensive when people ask about him, which is a little discerning. To literally only hear he's doing great after his entire journey was wildly documented at the beginning also feels discerning. Would love to see a FaceTime phone call with him on your platform so we could see how well he is doing. So that's exactly what they addressed in the video there. Like, oh, well, we can't just like release a phone call with him without permission. So ask permission. Be like, hey, people want to see how well you're doing, how amazing you're doing. And if he's a super private person, then cool, fine. Like, I don't know, just figure it out. They were able to document James more consistently when he was right there with them, so it made sense. But releasing private phone calls or FaceTime while he's in a safe facility getting treatment seems wildly out of touch request. Those facilities require an immense amount of trust, as do those supporting the helping the person. Can you imagine how violated? Yeah, I get it. And yes, while Brittany Dawn Nelson has undergone several not so great, very public mistrials when she was a wayward sinner, that has been made clear when she came back as a prodigal, daughter. Bringing that up comes across rather callous and a shade bit prideful. Bear in mind, I am not saying you are callous and prideful, rather the comment comes off that way. It is very clear this group is profoundly important to Brittany and the admins, and whether we understand her reasoning behind it or not does not change the fact that the decision was made. This, however, is a golden opportunity. The thing is that Brittany Dawn Nelson is using the same tactics here to all of us and using God's grace and forgiveness as a shield. Of not answering and deleting comments she doesn't want to answer and not taking real world accountability for her actions. This is the same thing she did when she got caught in her fitness scandal. There's a difference in I'm sorry you feel and I'm sorry for. How can I fix this? She has not changed, only pivoted her audience that she still profits off of. Literally, exactly. If she didn't want questions about James' journey, she shouldn't have publicly documented, posted, or called out for help in the first place. Yes, he's in a facility receiving treatment, but he's not in a hospital with major medical problems, hooked up to a bunch of machines with a condition that should be kept private. They didn't mind invading his privacy in the hotel room while he was showering and posting it. Yeah, that was really freaking creepy. Don't post, like if someone's praying, that's supposed to be private. Don't post that. They didn't mind documenting every little good deed they did for the world to see. Exactly, virtue signaling. With the amount of money that was raised, I think it's only fair that the donors get confirmation of how their funds are being used. I don't think that he's doing great suffices as an answer when there's so many people that donated. If there wasn't anything to hide, it would be posted online just like everything else was at the beginning. Exactly. All of that. He's doing great. Actually goes into step 2 of his program after this Friday. My question is this a legitimate concern or a troll comment? Because I'm reality. In reality, it has nothing to do with this post. No. Stop. I wish this TikTok was still available. I don't know, but I don't think it exists anymore, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So that was some of the comments there, and she's deleting them and she's not being forthcoming. And I agree, like, no, maybe we shouldn't post a FaceTime of someone at a treatment facility, boundaries, privacy, stuff like that. Why are you being so secretive? Why are you blocking and deleting people who, do you know what I mean? And like, what has come of this, right? What has come of this? Nothing. She's gotten away with yet another scam, another grift, and that's not okay. It's not okay. There is so much to her. It's insane. We still haven't talked about the fostering, which is new, and like the TTC / miscarriage clickbait BS as well. Because all influencers have to go through that, and the retreats. So we can do an update. We'll do like 111 just to keep it like shorter, because this is like 3 hours. Yeah, because I've been recording for 3 hours now. But we'll keep talking about her. We'll keep her at the face. We'll keep demanding accountability, because like this isn't okay. It's not okay. She is literally the definition of a devil in sheep's clothing. To help a man like this and scam him out of the money that you fundraised for him, that you said was going 100% to him, is disgusting. And not only that, but you exploited the entire thing up until the point that he left. And then all of a sudden it was, oh no, we can't show, we can't share. No, you can't do that. It doesn't make sense. You shipped him off and you blocked him out of your life. He's not like a brother to you. That's a lie. That's what they did. They virtue signaled that they were helping him. They raised all this money, they shipped him off, and they blocked him. And that was it. And then went on a super extravagant honeymoon and had a big wedding. The math ain't mathing. It's not adding up. It's just not. It's not okay to scam people out of their money. It's not okay to not be honest where that money is going. If you want to raise a GoFundMe for your wedding, she probably could have done that. And watch, she'll probably get caught for this. Most likely get caught for this when it all comes to light one day, hopefully, because God is good. I don't know, karma. She'll probably come out with another apology video being like, oh, well, I got overwhelmed and I didn't realize that people were going to donate, and we only asked for $6,000 originally, so that's what we gave him. What the hell, man? That's not okay. You could have actually set this guy up for success for his life, and you didn't. I'm going to do a little bit more digging into this and see kind of if I can find like if there's been any type of resolution to this other than them saying, you stop talking about it now, stop bullying us, and kind of go from there. And I will update you guys if I do find anything in my research. But yeah, it's just like, come on, guys. It's just not okay. That's all I got for you guys. I posted this on my Reddit forum. I'm thinking about doing like a mini series focusing on like all the influencer scams, basically scandals, because they all do. And be it like a business scandal or just like scam scandals in general. I think it would be an interesting mini series to kind of like blow the lid wide open on, because a lot of them scam people. A lot of them have these shady business practices where they don't actually give you what you are paying for or all of what you're paying for, or sketchy stuff. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and are having a fantastic, amazing, incredible day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in, for hanging out with me for this last little bit and diving into the many scams of Brittany Dawn Nelson. I appreciate you guys so very much, and I will see you all soon. Bye.